In Shanghai's wealthiest neighborhoods, perfection is everywhere. Manicured lawns, sculpted gardens, and a sense of total control. Behind ornate gates, life appears flawless, every detail meticulously managed. But beneath this surface, a dark secret was growing, hidden in the very earth that symbolized peace. We expect danger to be obvious, but the most profound threats are often invisible, blending into our daily lives. Residents believed their security systems and private guards made them safe. Yet, the real danger was already inside, tending to their gardens. The illusion of safety is powerful. It lets us lower our guard. Perfect lawns became symbols of success, never suspected as hiding places for horror. The truth was more terrifying than any fiction. The soil, so carefully cultivated, was used to conceal the unimaginable. This story is a journey into that darkness, where the mundane becomes monstrous. It's about how a trusted profession can be twisted into a tool for evil. We'll see how one man used his skills not to create life, but to hide death. We'll peel back the layers of green grass to uncover the secrets below. The universe's most unsettling mysteries aren't in distant galaxies. They're right here, beneath our feet. In these perfect neighborhoods, the greatest threat wore the mask of normalcy. The most terrifying voids are not empty. They're filled with truths too awful to face. Sometimes the most beautiful places hide the darkest secrets, and sometimes the danger is already inside the walls we trust most. His name was Wei Jun, and to Shanghai's elite, he was more than a landscaper. He was an artist. Quiet, unassuming, and always respectful, Wei spoke through his work. He transformed patchy lawns into emerald carpets, his reputation flawless. Always on time, never a stray clipping left behind. He became a fixture in the community. Trusted with gate codes and private spaces, he worked alone for hours, sculpting serenity. This trust was his greatest asset, unlocking more than just garden sheds. Wei remembered clients' children and pets, offered perfect advice, and became part of the neighborhood's fabric. Women felt at ease with him. He was non-threatening, almost invisible. No one suspected him of anything. His persona was as carefully cultivated as his gardens. Every polite nod and humble smile was deliberate, building a fortress of trust. He made himself invisible to scrutiny, a ghost in daylight. Wei was more than a gardener. He was a master of appearances. His expertise shielded him from suspicion, allowing him to move freely. In a world obsessed with perfection, he became the perfect worker and the perfect cover. The community saw only what he wanted them to see. Behind the mask of diligence, his true intentions remained hidden. He was the last person anyone would suspect. But trust, once given, can be the most dangerous tool of all. In the end, it was his greatest weapon. The first to disappear was Lin Mei, a successful architect living alone in a villa with a garden Wei had just redesigned. She vanished without a trace. No struggle, no evidence, just gone. Her case grew cold, treated as an isolated tragedy. Months later, Chen Jia, a retired professor and another of Wei's clients, disappeared just as cleanly. Again, no clues, no witnesses, just a half-finished cup of tea on her patio. The authorities saw no connection, dismissing the cases as unrelated. But the pattern continued, a third woman, then a fourth, all clients of Wei Jun. Each lived alone in high-end homes. Each vanished seamlessly. The only common thread, the quiet gardener who made their gardens beautiful. These were not violent abductions. No broken windows, no frantic calls. The silence was chilling. The disappearances felt like magic tricks. With no evidence, the investigation stalled. Families left in agonizing uncertainty. The truth wasn't gone. It was simply buried. The women were careful, not reckless, yet vanished from the safest place they knew. The cases were filed away, the community left with questions. No one thought to look at the gardener. The most dangerous threats are often the ones we trust the most. The silence was the real horror. The only clue was the man who blended perfectly into the background. The disappearances were seamless, the horror hidden in plain sight. The truth waited just beneath the surface. The ground held the answers no one wanted to find, and the gardener kept working, unnoticed. Before the police saw a pattern, the community did. Whispers over coffee and online forums connected the dots. Friends and neighbors noticed the missing women all used the same landscaper. One woman compiled a list, finding at least 4 victims had hired Wei Jun for major projects. She brought her concerns to the police, but was dismissed. Too circumstantial, they said. He has a good reputation, an officer told her. Official channels wanted hard facts, not neighborhood intuition. The women's concerns were brushed off as paranoia, but for those who knew the victims, it felt like a deliberate pattern. The only person with unrestricted access was the trusted gardener. Their instincts screamed, but their voices went unheard. The gap between community knowledge and official procedure allowed the danger to persist. The people closest to the victims saw what investigators missed. The system failed to listen, and more lives were put at risk. Sometimes, the most important evidence is the one no one wants to hear. The breakthrough came not from a witness, but from the ground itself. Dr. Huang, a soil scientist, was studying fertilizer impact in affluent neighborhoods. He wasn't looking for crime, just chemical signatures. But his equipment found strange anomalies beneath several perfect lawns. The soil was disturbed, compacted, and had a different organic profile, like large pits had been dug and refilled. These irregularities were invisible to the eye, but the data told a different story. Dr. Huang cross-referenced the locations and found each matched the last known address of a missing woman. The earth was whispering a secret. The perfect lawns were grave sites. The disturbed soil was consistent with burial, not landscaping. The landscaper had been digging tombs, not just gardens. Dr. Huang took his findings to the police. This time, it was hard scientific data. The authorities could no longer ignore the connection. The evidence was undeniable, written in the chemistry of the soil. The investigation was about to be turned upside down. The truth was buried, but the earth refused to stay silent. The lawn's perfection was a mask for horror. The scientists' discovery forced the city to confront what lay beneath. The ground itself became the witness, and the secret could no longer be hidden. With Dr. Huang's data, investigators focused on Wei Jun. His business records appeared flawless, detailed invoices, meticulous paperwork. But forensic accountants found a chilling pattern: large invoices for emergency soil remediation, dated near each woman's disappearance. The amounts far exceeded routine maintenance. He was billing victims for their own burials. The paperwork was his alibi, explaining ground disturbance. Investigators found forged signatures and digital payments from the missing women after they vanished. Wei drained their accounts, using his trusted position to liquidate assets unnoticed. This was calculated theft and deception, not just murder. The paper trail mapped his crimes, connecting motive to method. He used his clients' lives against them, planning with chilling precision. The digital records completed the puzzle. The police now had more than a theory. They had a trail leading straight to the quiet gardener. The mask of competence was slipping. Armed with evidence, police excavated the lawns. Forensic teams peeled back the perfect turf, revealing the secrets beneath. The first discovery was Lynn May, found just feet below her garden. At each property, the story repeated. Another victim beneath the pristine grass. The beautiful gardens were private cemeteries. The symbols of life and tranquility became crime scenes. Wei had used his skills to conceal horror, making the ground look untouched. The news shocked the city. The landscaper killer was exposed. The trusted gardener had been a monster all along. The dramatic discoveries shattered the illusion of safety. The most ordinary places hid the darkest truths. The perfect lawns were masks for unimaginable evil. Sometimes, beauty is only skin deep, and horror lies just below. Wei Jun's method was terrifyingly simple. He used his skill as camouflage. In a society that values expertise, his competence was his greatest weapon. Clients saw a dedicated craftsman, not a predator. His excellence deflected suspicion. His routine became his shield. No one questioned a truckload of soil or hours spent digging. He exploited the trust that comes with being good at your job. His tools became instruments of crime, his profession the perfect excuse. He understood his client's desire for privacy, using it to his advantage. By being polite and efficient, he became invisible. His case reveals a chilling truth. We often trust performance over character. Wei was a monster, and a very good landscaper. Competence can mask a lack of morality. He was a wolf in sheepdog's clothing. His story forces us to reconsider who we let into our private worlds. This story is more than a tale of a clever killer. It's a lesson about ignoring women's intuition. Friends and neighbors sensed something was wrong long before the authorities. Their instincts, honed by experience, sounded the alarm. But their concerns were dismissed as irrational. We prioritize hard data over human feeling, but intuition is a form of pattern recognition. For many women, it's a critical survival tool. Dismissing it is dangerous. It silences a vital warning system. The case of Wei Jun is a tragic testament to this failure. If authorities had listened sooner, could lives have been saved? The system failed by not valuing the knowledge these women possessed. The ultimate lesson: we must learn to listen. Safety is more important than politeness. Trust your gut and speak up. In the silence where intuition is ignored, darkness finds room to grow.